Hello, everybody. I'm Ruth Pointer of the Pointer Sisters, the oldest of the sisters, the matriarch, they call me. Haha. I've been thinking about it for years and years, and people have said to me, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. Because I would start telling, stories about my life and my experiences, and they would go, oh my God, you need to write a book.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Oh, I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
I grew up, in a pretty religious home because my parents were both ministers. I didn't really fully understand all of what religious and God and Jesus and all that was about, All I knew was what my parents told me, what I heard at church. 1003 Myrtle Street, my dad's church. I would have nightmares, about hellfire, and it was just confusing, And as time went on and watching some of the events that took place in my family with my parents, my dad particularly, and how he suffered, I just wasn't sure if I needed to be in that group of people that thought that God or Jesus was going to just take care of all your problems and make everything wonderful. But at that time, I just wasn't aware of my free-spirited personality at the time. I was young. I was just wanting to be myself, and every time I would do things that were kind of going against the grain, I was told, oh, you have to set the example because you're the pastor's oldest daughter and they're watching you. I mean, everything I thought I wanted to do seemed like it was a sin. Wearing lipstick was a sin, wearing nail polish was a sin, everything was a sin. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to survive with not being able to do any of these things that I really want to do? Yeah, and this is at Dad's church too. It's me, June, and Anita in front of my dad's pulpit. The first choir was called Little Soldiers, and we sang that song, We're Little Soldiers Marching Off to War, with these homemade little ponchos. I remember, I can see them now, with red trim and big red bows on the front. And all the little kids would put these on and march around the church singing that song. That was the first experience I remember. It taught us how to sing. It taught us how to blend harmony without bleeding into other people's notes. And it taught us how to be in front of an audience, because the church was our audience.
You saw me crying in the chapel. The tears I shed were tears of joy.
When Elvis came along, my mother liked crying in the chapel. And the flip side was all shook up.
Oh, well, bless my soul, what's wrong? I met you like a man on a boat. But you look, I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
And I was like, oh yes, I have died and gone to heaven for sure. Because our house was a very restricted place for secular music, I was always trying to find places to go outside of the house. A girlfriend, Paulette Holloway, that I loved dearly, going to her house because she had the best music, and not only that, comedy records. She had Rudy Ray Moore and Red Fox. I'm talking real dirty Red Fox. Mom's Mabley, and she had all that stuff that I thought, I had never heard before in my life. Aretha was probably, I'm sure, one of my greatest inspirations as a kid, because her gospel song at 8 years old was one of the first gospel songs that I fell in love with, a song called Never Grow Old.
Tis the land where we never grow.
I heard that song on a gospel station when I was a kid and found out that she was 8 years old singing that song, and I almost lost my mind.